Hi students, today we will study about the conditional statements and its converse. Previously we have completed 2 exercises of this chapter. Now in this session we will study about practice set 1.3. Now what are conditional statements? The statements which can be written in the if-then form are called conditional statements. If-then form means a statement is divided into 2 parts. One part is if and the other part is then. The if part is called antecedent and the then part is called consequent. And what about converse? What is converse? The actual statement in which if and then part is there, if it is interchanged, then part becomes if and if parts become then the conditional statement becomes its converse. So if it is interchanged, then the conditional statement becomes its converse. And sometimes both conditional statements and converse both are true for each other, and sometimes they are not true for each other. For example, now what is conditional statement? We will see first conditional statement. The diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Now this is the statement given to you. Now how you will write in if-then form? That is conditional form. If and then form means one statement should be written in if part and the other statement will be written in then part. Now how you will write conditional statement? See here. The diagonals of a rhombus. Now rhombus is a quadrilateral. Rhombus is a quadrilateral. So whenever a quadrilateral is given, you will write if the given quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Now see here in rhombus, if you will see a rhombus, all the sides are equal, and here this, according to this statement, the diagonals are perpendicular bisector of each other. So how you will write conditional statement? If the quadrilateral is a rhombus, if the quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonals are perpendicular bisector of each other. Now this is conditional statement. See here. If part means if part here, this part is antecedent, and then part, this is antecedent, and this part from then onwards till the end, it is consequent. So this is called conditional statement. The given statement written in if-then form. If the quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonals are perpendicular bisector of each other. Now what will be its converse? Already I told you, you just interchange. You just interchanged. Now what will be the converse of this statement? If the diagonal of a quadrilateral are perpendicular bisector of each other, then it is a rhombus. If the quadrilateral if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are perpendicular, I'm writing here in short, perpendicular bisector, then it is a rhombus. This is the way we have to write conditional statement and its converse. You have to just interchange. If part becomes then and then parts become if. But in both the cases, both the statements are true for each other. दोनों केस में एक दूसरे के लिए पॉसिबल है कि अगर डायगोनल्स परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर है तो वो रॉम्बस हो सकता है, अगर वो रॉम्बस है तो उसके डायगोनल्स परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर हो सकते हैं. मतलब दोनों में both the statements are true. But every time conditional statements and converse statements are not true for each other. Now we will take one more example. Other example is if a number is a prime number, then it is even or odd. Yes. So this is a conditional statement. If part is antecedent, this is antecedent, and then part is consequent. So if a number is a prime number, everybody knows a prime number. Prime number is a number which is divisible by 1 or itself, none other than that. And prime number starts from 2. 2 is the only even prime number. Rest of the other numbers, prime numbers, are odd. Rest of the other prime numbers are odd. So 2 is even, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. They are odd. So this statement is, conditional statement is right. If a number is a prime number, then it can be even, means 2, or odd. मतलब वो 2 है, 2 is an even prime number. तो वो even भी हो सकता है, odd भी हो सकता है. लेकिन अगर हम उसका कन्वर्स लें, मतलब देन पार्ट को इफ में करें और इफ पार्ट को देन में करें, तो क्या वो राइट है? सो सी व्हाट इज द कन्वर्स स्टेटमेंट. इफ अ नंबर is even or odd, then it is a prime number. Now if you will see this statement, then it is not correct. Converse is not true to condition. How? अगर नंबर इवन और ऑड है तो क्या जरूरी है वो प्राइम नंबर हो सकता है? इवन 4 भी इवन है, 8 भी इवन है, ऑड में 9 भी ऑड है, फिर 15 ऑड है, लेकिन ये नंबर्स प्राइम नंबर नहीं है. तो ये स्टेटमेंट फॉल्स है. इट इज नॉट करेक्ट. इट इज नॉट करेक्ट. इनकरेक्ट इट इज. तो every time converse statement is not necessarily true for the conditional statement. हमेशा कन्वर्स स्टेटमेंट कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट के लिए ट्रू नहीं हो सकता है. So this is what is conditional statement and converse statement. Okay students, so this much is clear about conditional statement and converse statement. If part is antecedent and then part is consequent, and if you will interchange, it becomes a converse statement. Now students, we will study about two different types of proofs. One is direct proof and one is indirect proof. So direct proof, they will give you a statement, given part, proof you have to write. And in indirect proof, you have to assume that whatever is given, contradictory to whatever is given. That is indirect proof. We have to assume from ourselves which is not given in the theorem. Now first we will concentrate on direct proof. So what is direct proof? See here. We have to prove the opposite. This is a theorem which we have to prove. The opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measures. Now this is the theorem which you have to prove. Now according to the statement, the figure will be two intersecting lines line AB and line CD intersecting at O. So line AB intersect line CD at O. These are the two intersecting lines you have to write in. Line AB intersects line CD at O such that they are collinear. A dash O dash B and C dash O dash D. Now what you have to prove? The opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines. Which are the two opposite angles? Angle AOC equal to angle BOD. This we have to prove. And second opposite angles are angle COD equal to angle AOD. This we have to prove. Now proof. Now in proof, if we will see that they are collinear. So collinear angles forms a collinear line. This is a straight line forming linear pair. See here, they are forming linear pair. So first angle AOC plus angle AOD is 180 degree. Equation number 1. And here we will write the reason, angles forming linear pair in both the cases. Angle, now we will take these two. Angle AOC plus angle COD is equal to 180 degree. Equation number 2. In both the cases, you will write a same reason. Angles forming linear pairs. So here you will write from equation 1 and 2. See, in both the cases, both are 180 degree. Right hand side, so left hand side will be equal. Angle AOC plus angle AOD is equal to angle AOC plus angle COD. Now in both the sides you will see something is common. This 2 will get cancelled. And what is remaining? angle AOD is equal to angle COD, which is proved. Now similarly we can prove AOC and BOD. So this is called direct proof. Whatever is given, according to that we are proving it. We are not assuming anything. We are just following the given instruction. This is called direct proof. This is called direct proof, in which we are not assuming. We are just following what is given. Now what is indirect proof? Let us see. Now see, this is the statement. A prime number greater than 2 is odd. This prime numbers, if the prime numbers is greater than 2, then it is odd. This is the conditional statement. The statement is divided into two parts, if and then form. If a prime number is greater than 2, then it is odd. So let that prime number be considered as P. So if P is a prime number greater than 2, then it is odd. So this is the conditional statement, that you have to prove that whichever prime number greater than 2, it will be odd. This we have to prove. Okay. So now what is given part? Given part is P is a prime number. This is the given part. Now prime number means what? Already I have told you, prime number means its divisors are only two. Number 1 and the number itself. So the divisor or the factors of P, number P is 1 and P itself. These are the two divisors. Okay. So this is the given part. P is a prime number greater than 2. Here we will write greater than 2. This is given. Second part, if it is a prime number, then the divisor of P is 1 and the number itself, means P itself. And now what you have to prove? That it is odd. P is an odd number. This you have to prove. Now proof. Now since it is indirect proof, I have already told you, since it is an indirect proof, we have to assume. So let us assume, let us consider P is not an odd number. That means P is what? That means P is an even number. So when P is an even number, for example, all even numbers, if you will see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, इन सबका डिवाइजर कौन होगा? 1 होगा, 2 होगा और वो नंबर खुद हो. जबकि प्राइम नंबर का डिवाइजर क्या बोला था? 1 और नंबर के सिवा, वही नंबर के सिवा कोई और नंबर नहीं हो सकता. लेकिन जब इवन है तो 2 तो उसका डिवाइजर होगा ही ना. तो सिंस P is an even number, so 2 will be the divisor of P, which is contradictory to our statement. Contradictory मतलब हमारा प्राइम नंबर है, तो 2 के सिवा, 1 और P के सिवा कोई और तीसरा डिवाइजर तो हो नहीं सकता. लेकिन जब तुमने P को इवन नंबर बोले हैं तो 2 तो ऑब्वियसली उसका डिवाइजर हो जाएगा, क्योंकि सभी इवन नंबर को 2 डिवाइड करता है. सो हियर वी राइट देयरफॉर द divisor of P is 2. This is your first equation. ये P divisor of P 2 कैसे आया? Because हमने क्या कंसिडर किया? p इवन नंबर है और सभी इवन नंबर का कॉमन डिवाइजर होता है 2, तो ये एक डिवाइजर है। और दूसरा हमारा गिवन पार्ट में क्या है, हमारा गिवन पार्ट में है 1 and p are the only divisors of p because p is a prime number greater than 2। ये तो हमारा गिवन है और हमने एज्यूम किया तो हमको और एक डिवाइजर मिल गया जो हमारे गिवन से टोटली कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी है। हमारे गिवन से टोटली कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी है। हमारे गिवन में तो 1 और p है डिवाइजर, फिर ये 2 एक्स्ट्रा आ गया। क्यों एक्स्ट्रा आ गया? क्योंकि हमारा एजम्पशन क्या था कि p इवन है। इसका मतलब हमारा एजम्पशन रॉन्ग है, हमारा यहाँ पर एजम्पशन रॉन्ग है और p कंफर्म हो गया है कि p इवन नहीं हो सकता, p तो ऑड ही होगा। क्योंकि अगर तुमने इवन कंसिडर किए तो डिवाइजर उसका 2 आएगा, जबकि डिवाइजर क्या है 1 और p। 1 और p तो 2 तो एक्स्ट्रा डिवाइजर आ गया क्योंकि हमने तो यहाँ पर इवन नंबर कंसिडर किया। तो हमारा कंसिडरेशन, हमारा एजम्पशन कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी है गिवन से और ये प्रूव हो गया कि p कांट बी इवन नंबर। इन दिस केस p इज एन ऑड नंबर। इट इज प्रूव्ड। तो यहाँ क्या लिखोगे? अकॉर्डिंग टू बोथ स्टेटमेंट्स 1 and 2 are contradictory मीन्स एक दूसरे को ट्रू नहीं है, वो एक दूसरे को कॉन्ट्रास्ट में है। सो दैट्स, ये क्यों आया कॉन्ट्रास्ट? क्योंकि हमारा एजम्पशन क्या था, इवन नंबर था। और ये प्रूफ क्या हो रहा है? देयरफॉर इट इज प्रूव दैट p is an odd number। और हमारा जो एजम्पशन था कि p is not an odd number, that was false, that was incorrect, and it is proved that p is an odd number. So this is called indirect proof. Whatever is given उसके अगेंस्ट में हमने एज्यूम किए और जब प्रूव किए तो हमारा एजम्पशन रॉन्ग है और जो गिवन था वही करेक्ट था। सो इसको बोलते हैं इनडायरेक्ट प्रूफ। सो स्टूडेंट्स, वी हैव स्टडीड 2 type of proofs. One is direct, in which we are not changing anything. Whatever is given, we are proving as it is. And in indirect proof, to prove what is given, we have to assume something contradictory, something different. So this is called indirect proof. Now we will move to practice set 1.3. So practice set 1.3, question number 1. We have to write the given statement in if-then form. A statement is given, you have to write in 2 parts, antecedent and consequent part, if form and then form. So the question is, the opposite angles, the statement is, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So here 2 things are given, opposite angles and parallelogram. So parallelogram is what? It's a quadrilateral. So how we will write? Already we have studied about rhombus. How to write it? If the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its opposite angles are congruent. This is the way you will write. Next question. In an isosceles triangle, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Now this thing I will write it in through a diagram. You can understand. This is a isosceles. Everybody knows isosceles. Two sides are equal. Base angles are congruent. So in an isosceles triangle, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base, this is the midpoint, is perpendicular. So this is actually the statement is. The vertex joining, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of its base is perpendicular to the base. This is the actual statement. That means this figure is a triangle. Here the figure was a quadrilateral. So how you will write if part? If the triangle is an isosceles triangle, if the triangle is an isosceles, I'm writing in short triangle, then the remaining statement, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Students, somewhere I am writing in short. Please, you don't write in short. You have to write in full statement. So this is called if and then form. If it is a quadrilateral, write if the quadrilateral. If it is a triangle, write if the triangle. So it will be easy for you. Okay, student? So this is the way you will write. You will solve question number 1. Now we will move to question number 2. Now what is question number 2? Write the converse of the following. Now everybody knows what is converse. The given statement का उल्टा करने का. If part को then में, then part को if में. Okay? Now see the first statement. The alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and the transversal are congruent. So these are the two parallel lines. This is the transversal and these are the alternate angles which are congruent, which you have already studied in 8th standard. So this is the statement. The alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and the transversal are congruent. How you will write in statement? Initial statement क्या आएगा? Conditional statement. If the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles formed by the parallel lines and the transversal are congruent. If the lines are parallel, तो if the lines are parallel, ये अभी then part में जाना चाहिए. और then the alternate angles formed by the two parallel lines and the transversal are congruent, ये if part में आना चाहिए. That will be the converse of the following statement. So how you will write? If the alternate angles formed by the lines and their transversal are congruent, then the lines are parallel. This is the converse. क्योंकि इसका conditional क्या था? If the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles formed by the parallel lines and the transversal are congruent. उसका converse क्या हो जाएगा? Then वाला part if में जाएगा और if वाला part then में आ जाएगा. So this is called converse. Now we will move to next statement. The diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. अब इसकी condition क्या होगी? If the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. अब इसको converse में कैसे लिखोगे? If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the given quadrilateral is a rectangle. तो पहले कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट सोचो, उसके बाद उसका कन्वर्स करो. तो कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट क्या आएगा? इफ द quadrilateral is a rectangle, if the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. ये कंडीशनल है. उसका कन्वर्स क्या आएगा? इफ द diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle. So this is the converse. हमने if पार्ट को then में लाया और then पार्ट को. तो पहले आपको कंडीशनल बनाना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद आप उसको कन्वर्स लिख सकते हैं. So this is 1.3. Question number 2. So students, this is all about practice set 1.3. You have to write conditional statement, converse statement, if part, then part. If part is antecedent, then part is consequent. And to directly write, don't write directly converse. First make it conditional and then you interchange. That will become converse. So the chapter is over. Just complete your work and go through the video, understand it. Next time, problem set. Next video, we will complete the problem set part. Okay? Thank you.